So you see, when you select an authority who will help you to improve yourself, it's like hiring the police out of your tax money and putting them in charge of seeing that you obey the law. I mean, can't you take care of yourselves? I mean, is this the land of the free and the home of the brave, or isn't it? But you see, nobody seems to want to be in charge of themselves. Because they feel they can't do it. As St. Paul said, to will is present with me, but how to do good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. And the evil that I would not, that I do. To will is present with me, but how to do good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. And the evil that I would not, that I do. So there at once, we are in difficulty. Because trying to improve yourself is like trying to lift yourself up into the air by tugging at your own bootstraps. And it can't be done. To will is present with me. But how to do good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. The evil that I would not, that I do. To will is present with me. But how to do good I find not. For the good that I would, I do not. The evil that I would not, that I do.
Hello, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday, happy Friday. It's the start of a weekend. You know what that means? Aggressive, unpredictable price action. Who knows? Like it just, I don't know. Maybe we get a little something going on. But until then, take it to the plane. Stan. ETH still coming back down over the past couple of days. Love to see it. Currently up 161% on margin on this ETH trade. Like I said, if we go through here, we can see we have momentary support at 1820, maybe a little bit of support at 1763, but more than likely, I'm not really looking for anything major to catch us until we get down to about 1686. Or somewhere around that region. You can see we got two local lows right there. But if we fail around this region, definitely be seeing a lower drop down to 1368. And hopefully 1368 breaks. If that happens, we got 1150 on our hands. But let's go ahead and look through DXY. DXY is popping to the upside, but it's kind of taking its time. And that's the thing. Like, the DXY could be on an uptrend, but it might take its dear old time. And as long as that's happening, we should see the exact opposite happening on BTC Ethereum. I mean, I can cover it 1,000 times. There's still always going to be people that are very adamant that the bull market's here, which makes no sense whatsoever. All right, there's not enough attention in the market. There's not enough people holding in order to cause a supply shock while the circulating supply is growing, therefore sideways and down. Doesn't mean that we can't get like momentary upside, but it doesn't mean like we're going into a bull market. All right, the need for us to go into a bull market is not a need, it's a want. And it's your psychology playing you. But pretty much everything and its mother is back below any sort of major resistance, giving us a signal that the market is not ready to push on any further. And until we come back down and retest some of these lower support regions, we have to assume that it's going to be a little bit of a downtrend from this point on. If a support breaks, downtrend continues. If not, then we can talk about being bullish. But until then, no. US 100 coming back down, almost back down below 12,900, which is its local resistance that it needs to be back below for me to really start getting bullish on the US 100. And the SPY is doing the same exact thing. We talked about how it's kind of forming this little head and shoulders pattern here. And once we're back below this level, that's when we can start seeing it come back down. Probably start retesting around here. So yeah, I mean, it's nothing too special. Matic. This is a 4-hour chart, and Matic does have a possible long coming up if you want something to hedge on. But to me, just because Matic has it doesn't mean I'm going to take it. Possibly like once you start seeing stuff like this, maybe. It's just when there's nothing on the US 100, there's nothing on Bitcoin or Ethereum or the SPY, or there's no bearish reversal pattern on DXY. It's kind of hard for me to go and try to take a long on an altcoin like this. If BTC and Ethereum were kind of sitting in a different spot, maybe that could be used as a hedge, but not right now. Only bearish action you need is from me. Yikes. Cronus, what's going on? Good afternoon, man. Pratish, what's going on? Jeff Jefferson, hello. Gabriel, Johnny, Monk, you guys. Kennedy, good day, lads. I can't see the puppers in the background. He's in his little kennel right now. Kennel's open. He just likes staying in there. It's his little safe space where I can lick his butt in peace. But XTZ has sort of the same setup that Matic has. But like I said, until maybe this comes along, I don't really see a reason to be taking that trade. It's not even active yet. Yeah, I would have to see something lining up on BTC and Ethereum in order for me to get excited about anything else. Which, I mean, if we have to transfer to DXY, DYDX, I'm pretty much just going to be trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, so maybe a couple other things, whatever's available on there, what makes sense. Still have to start working on getting everything moved over. Still being patient and waiting on some official news from Bybit. Because as of right now, we've talked about it, there's nothing official, and it's sketchy as hell for it to be going down like this. So until it's official, keeping my trade open. I weighed myself this morning. I'm down to a little bit under 95 pounds. I started like 206, 205, something like that. We're down about 11 pounds. Cruising. So that means I need to lose like roughly 35 pounds more, which sounds like a lot, but considering the fact that I don't remember the exact date. I think I started really doing one meal a day probably around the 5th to the 9th. So I've been doing it for roughly 3 weeks, something like that. maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks, somewhere around there. And the fact that I've already lost 11 pounds, I could probably do I mean, it's probably going to start slowing down. So maybe this month I might lose around 15 to 20 pounds altogether. And then next month, hopefully I'll lose around 10 to 15. And then it might kind of drop off like that. And then maybe the third month I'm losing, 5 to 10. And then we'll be there. And then I can start focusing on just eating healthier in general. I'll probably up my meals to 2 meals a day. That way I can have more time to eat. Because the difficult thing about 1 meal a day is you are sacrificing a lot, because when you do 1 meal a day, your stomach shrinks quite drastically over the first couple of weeks that you're doing it. So when I first started doing 1 meal a day, I could put down some food. But now, like, I eat like a burger and a fry, and I'm full. Like I'm actually almost sick at how full I am, because I'm trying to make sure that I eat enough to the point where, like, I don't crave anything later, which that hasn't really been a problem lately anyways, unless like I'm bored. Boredom seems to be the biggest trigger for me for wanting to eat food. So as long as like I keep my mind busy, I'm fine. But yeah, it's like once I get the initial weight off and everything gets healthier, I've been monitoring my blood pressure, which has been dropping pretty sick. Let me take it today. I haven't taken it today, actually. Let's see what's up. My heart rate has gone from like a resting heart rate of like 98 to a resting heart rate of about 80, which is a severe improvement. Which I would like to get that down to about probably 75 to 65, just to be safe. And obviously the blood pressure is the main benefit here, because I've had hypertension for probably a couple of years now, and it's just like the main thing I've noticed is it makes my skin dry because of bad circulation, and as well as that, when I do start working up a sweat, it's almost like my sweat pores are like crusted over, so it kind of hurts when I start sweating. It sounds really weird to say, but then it gets better. So yeah, whereas usually I'm in the red, which is, I don't know what the exact numbers are for red, but my blood pressure right now is 137/83. My pulse is 98 right now, but that's because I just got inside and I was out moving a little bit ago. But if I was just sitting in a chair for a little bit, it would come back down. But yeah, I'm in the yellow. Not in the green yet, but we're getting there. And then once we start eating a little bit healthier, start working out. That's the scary part. But yeah, doing good on that front. Mental clarity has been off the charts. Just being able to think. You don't realize how much brain fog you got until it's gone. Because like once that's your normal, you just think that's what life is. But once you give your body some time to kind of cool off, it's such a weird feeling. You almost feel like a different human, different brain, same body. So, is it risky to take long ABC positions on alts when BTC is in a bearish ABC? Yes and no. So you can approach it from a different perspective. You can take the hedge, but you do have to be a little bit smarter about it. All right, BTC and Ethereum, big dogs. All right, and if they aren't showing any serious signs of bullishness, whereas maybe an altcoin is, it doesn't mean that the altcoin's going to completely fail if it does turn back up and the pattern completes. But you just have to kind of realize, if there is nothing solid, if we're not sitting at a major local low on BTC or Ethereum, BTC doesn't have a bullish ABC, you can still take like the Matic trade, for example, or the XTZ trade, but I'd probably be using less risk, because that's the whole thing. It is more risky. If the market's not moving with the big dogs, doesn't mean that the market can't move. It just means that it might not be as severe, and you might not get the ability to get out of the trade. Therefore, you use less risk. But if you wanted a backup just in case, if that's your mindset, they're there. It is valid trades. I showed you. They are good ABC trades on a higher time frame. but you can see that it's kind of double layered. We do have a pretty decently large ABC, but if you look at it from a larger perspective, you can see how if it extends just a little bit, there's going to be a quite larger ABC. That might be a better trade setup in the future. Kind of similar to what Ethereum was doing, where originally we had this small ABC over here at like 18,000 or 1855. But if we just extended price action a little bit, there was that better option. So that's why I wasn't taking the short trades on Ethereum in that region, and I was taking them on BTC. Just trying to limit my risk because I knew that Ethereum had a better trade setup, and that might be what the market was trying to go for and retest. So that's where patience can pay off and save you some money if you're not too eager. What's up, Kite? How's this year going? Pretty good. I'm starting to like reprioritize my life and what I think is important, and kind of get back to a mentality that I probably should have kept in a long period of time. I started working again, which, people on the internet, they're going to have their own opinions. Everybody wants to be this Andrew Tate wannabe, and they want to be at home, and they want to jerk off all day and play video games. And that's what I have been doing. All right. You buy expensive cars and you just have tons of free time. You know what happens? You lose your mind. Now, if you had a absurd amount of money, yeah, then you can go on wild trips and stuff and then go do this and that. But like I was kind of like in the middle where like I had plenty of money where it seemed like I didn't have to do anything, but I didn't have like ungodly money where I could go just rent a yacht for the weekend. So to me, the lifestyle wasn't happy. I was just sitting inside all day, ordering DoorDash, doing all this and that. Yeah, I saw friends every once in a while, but I don't think it's for me. So like I'm downsizing my life. I've downsized my car. I'm going to start putting away money for real estate, building my credit, and just being active, whether or not it's DoorDash or whether or not it's just a typical job. I think there's something to it besides, oh, you're working for the man. No, you're taking care of your health mentally and physically. And I think it's just better for your brain. All right, we're supposed to have something to look forward to. And as long as it's not killing you, you're fine. So, I think this year going forward, I'm going to be better off for what I'm doing. I probably should have gotten like all this started back at the beginning of the year, because my New Year's resolution was to start fasting again. And it's been that way for probably like 1.5, 2 years. Because 2018 was when I was probably at my peak in terms of I was fasting, 4-hour eating window, was very, very healthy, was going on, 3-mile walks per day. I probably weighed somewhere around 165, 170 in that range, and I looked good, felt good. And then because I got my insulin sensitivity back, it took me about 1.5 years of bad habits to get back up to around 200 pounds. I was probably 215 at my peak of like my peak weight. So like I've slowly got myself back down, and now that I'm back below 200 and the trajectory is downwards, I'm very excited because there's no outside stimuli this time. It's not like this weight loss goal is an objective to get to that. That is what I want. It's the objective that I'm working towards, not necessarily something outside of the objective, and that's just a means to an end. Obviously, the means to the end is the weight loss, and the goal is good health, but they're coincided. It's not like it's one separate from the other. Are you gonna downsize your friends? Technically, yeah. I mean, like, Johnny, if you're doing the fasting, then technically, like, my friends are being downsized. Whereas before, like, I loved, such and such amount of pounds of you. Now I can only love the new pounds. So, yeah, I'm downsizing my friends. I was seeing the new unrecord gameplay. Unrecord. Is that a game? Unrecord? I haven't seen anything about it. Let me look it up real quick. Unrecord. Oh, is this? Wait, what? Okay, never mind. Give me 1 second as well. I'll change something here. Is it kind of like what's Ready or Not? Like that a game where like you. Oh shoot. Yeah, it looks like Ready or Not, where like you're kind of infiltrating. It's VR. Is it VR? Full controller support. Dude, it looks like real life. What the? Like it looks like you're watching body cam. There's no fucking way this is real, right? This has to be like one of those fake games where they're trying to get. I think you're watching like Ukraine footage of like what the fuck, dude? This is like it trips your brain. This has to be Unreal Engine 5, right? Like it's a little bit low res because it's obviously a demo on Steam. But like when you kind of like look at it from this perspective, I mean, it looks like you're watching just legitimate. There's no way this isn't VR, right? It doesn't say anything about it in the description. It just says full controller support. Yeah, that's pretty sick, man. Yeah, okay, I'll keep up to date on this because that looks insane. I mean, considering the fact that it has no release date, and the game has the potential to look that good, I'm sure it's gonna look better when it comes out. Hopefully they don't pull an E3 on us. And but yeah. So market's going good, going in the direction that we thought it would. Life's going good. It's going in the direction that I thought it could. And Monk's a gangster. He's pretty hood. There we go. 3-piece rhyme right there. Hello Kite. The R&DR short is already 20% down, targeting 1.2. Still another 20% to hold. How do you keep with the unrealized profit setting? I mean, like the mental state that it puts you in. I'm glad the trade's working out for you. The one that you brought up the other day. You said R&DR. Yeah, very nice. I'm guessing you took that premature ABC, which ended up working out. Obviously, there's a little bit more to go there, but I mean, just kind of remind yourself of the purpose. All right, not every trade that you take is going to be a winner. So as long as you understand that, and you understand that you took this trade because it was a good trade, there's not any real support like that. I wouldn't consider that any real support. I wouldn't consider that any real support. You start getting real support once you start getting down to these levels. So you took the trade because it was a good trade. All right, tons of potential for profit. All right, so if you are willing to risk $20 and you're able to come out with, 500, remind yourself of that and why you took the trade. All right. Don't settle because, you're getting antsy. Because at the end of the day, if your risk was good and you're just going to lose $20, if it does come back up and retest, first off, that's going to build a larger ABC off of this trend. And then you have the macro here creating a larger trend as well. And actually, I might be wrong on that. Technically, this large ABC did complete. I do see that now. Sorry. Now that I'm zoomed in a little bit, we did put in like the slightest of higher highs off of that level, didn't we? Yeah, like the slightest of higher highs. So yeah, I mean, it's doing good, and it should continue to do good if BTC and Ethereum continue down. And considering the fact that BTC and Ethereum supports are quite a bit away, and this has no real support, I think you're good. So just be patient, and when a hedge opportunity does come along, remember you can always take that and be fine. So, all right, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I gotta go get ready to just be out for the day and make sure that I'm utilizing my time correctly. Also, I have to go to the bathroom extremely bad. The one good thing and bad thing about having one meal a day is I can time when I need to go to the bathroom. About 30 minutes to an hour after I eat my first meal, I gotta go. So I know if I eat at 11 and then I stay home for about an hour, then I'll use the restroom and I don't have to stop for the restroom pretty much all day. So kind of helps, you know? But Chocolate, what's going on, man? You're her. But what's going on? All right, guys. Peace out. I'll be on tomorrow. And just keep checking in with you guys on life, liberty, and crypto. And, yeah. Getting better together. Like I said, hopefully in about 2 to 3 months, I'll have a different video to record. And you guys can see the little transformation. If you guys are interested. Take care. Say hello to the fishy for me. I absolutely will. So he's been living his best life lately. He's a little bit pissed off because I am changing his eating schedule. Because he needs to get a little bit less chunk off of him too. But I've been giving him wet dog food, and I can definitely smell a difference in his breath. That's for sure. You would think that like the stinky wet dog food would actually make his breath smell, but for some reason the kibble makes his breath smell 10 times worse. I'm sure there's something to that, but his breath smells good, and I'm sure his coat will get a lot better. Especially now summer's coming along, starting to shed out all the old stuff. And with me changing his diet, I'm sure it'll grow back in more silky smooth. You as well, Kennedy. I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right? Let's do the thing and go ahead and log off for today. Bye!